everybody. All right, so grad school. Um, First of all, I cannot believe that it's over. Like it went by so fast. Like it was just kind of like boom, boom, boom. Um, but I am extremely uh, proud of myself. I learned a lot. I've grown in ways that I never thought um, that I would grow. I met so many cool people, so some intelligent people, like insanely smart. Um, and some really informed people, some people that taught me some things, students and professors alike. It was really a great experience. So, first, like many of you, if you're watching this and you're going to grad school or maybe you're going to undergrad and college, I started out very fearful. Um, and that's just my personality. Not to say that I'm afraid of everything, but I am sometimes a worrywart, and I worry and I have lots and lots of self doubt sometimes, and wondering if I'm good enough and if I'm smart enough and if my prior education really prepared me for graduate school and if I was going to be smart enough to succeed. And for a very long time, especially in the first semester of grad school, that really took its toll on me. I got a little better in second semester, but first semester it really bothered me. Um, and I kind of covered all of that up with, making jokes and being this, big, really strong personality all the time. But I definitely had some moments where I would break down. And thank God for people like Ryan and Hananiah and Megan and my parents and my now boyfriend Johnny, who really helped me through those moments and through that process, because it got rough at times for me. But I think out of everything, I learned that sometimes you just have to say, forget all of the extra thoughts in my head, forget all the stuff that I feel like I'm not prepared for, and let me just do what I know how to do and be confident in what I am and who I am and what I can do, and put my best foot forward. And sometimes I had to just kind of suck it up and do it. And I'm, like I said, I'm super duper proud of myself, because there were definitely some moments where I wanted to quit. If you are in undergrad or you're going into undergrad or you're going into grad school or you have been in grad school, you know what I'm talking about. You're going to have those moments where you kind of are just like, I don't want to do this anymore. This is not for me. Can I quit? Like, for real? Can I go home? I mean, definitely there was moments where I'm like, and I'm backing up my stuff and I'm going back to my hometown. Forget it. But praise God, I stuck it out. Another thing throughout the year is I'm definitely not where I want to be spiritually at all. But I did get a lot closer in my relationship to God. I've learned to rely on Him a little bit more than I was relying on Him in undergrad. I think when things go left in my life, or were going left, I was very quick to pray. I was very quick to, turn on my Christian music and listen to that. I was very quick to kind of pull up, scriptures on my Bible app that I have on my phone and really click into that. And I'm just, I don't know what I would have done if it wasn't for people kind of encouraging me to do that. I think, again, if you're in undergrad or grad school, getting your spiritual life and having your spiritual life in order is extremely important, because at the end of the day, that's what's going to get you through. Nothing else is going to get you through. You can do yoga, you can go out and drink, you can, do whatever. But really, when you have those moments where you can literally sit down in the silence and hear the Holy Spirit speaking to you, it is really helpful. Because again, there were definitely some moments where I was just like, this is this is not gonna work. This isn't for me. And if it wasn't for those people encouraging me to take that time to stop for a second and really hear God, then I don't think that I would have even made it all the way through my first year. Another component of being in grad school for me, a part of my assistantship, is being a coach and being a teacher. Being a teacher specifically, I started off as I wanted to be the cool, relatable teacher that everybody could come and talk to and be cool with. And I was definitely that the first part of the semester, and then my students started to get a little bit disrespectful and things started to get a bit chaotic within my class, and I kind of had to reel it back in. And the second half of the semester, I became the complete opposite of what I wanted to be. And over winter break, I kind of had to go back and get some advice from people and really kind of refigure how I wanted my classroom to look. And I even enrolled in a class where I, was going to learn how to be a better communication instructor and be more effective in the class. And I really made it a point second semester to go into that experience, taking the advice that I had gotten over winter break, implementing all of the lessons that were learned within the instructional communication class. And I think that it really showed with my class and the way I responded to them and the way they responded to me. And kind of going back to what I talked about in the beginning, kind of, ironing out that self-doubt that I had. I feel like when you're really prepared for something, when you're really prepared for a phase, your fear can kind of be, drowned out, or not necessarily drowned out, but you'll be a little less fearful of it because you're actually prepared for whatever that is. And I felt like I was a bit more prepared during second semester to teach and be an effective teacher. Not to say that I know everything and I'm perfect and I'm the best teacher ever. I'm definitely not that, and I still have a lot to learn. But I feel like I got a bit better because of that first semester experience and kind of taking it and making it what it was for second semester. So really funny story about second semester while we're on the topic of second semester teaching. I actually had a school shooting scare. And basically what happened was I was in the middle of grading the last speech of the day, and in the middle of it, the classroom next to me, there was a bunch of popping noises, and the students were yelling at the top of their lungs. And of course, unfortunately, in this day and age, the first thing you think is, oh my God, school shooting, what are we gonna do? And I literally remember my students all and it's 23 students, all of them kind of turning to me with these faces of fear and what do we do, and kind of looking to me to guide them and let them know what was happening in there. I just remember them saying, what's going on, and of course I didn't know. I was in the room with them. So of course I went into fast thinking, jumped up on my feet, got a few of the guys and said, hey, put a table in front of the door. That was definitely not protocol. But that was just the first thing that flew to my mind. And I just started opening windows and just telling my kids to get out. And I completely evacuated my entire class. Like, my entire class climbed out of windows to get to safety, I guess. Turns out that the classroom next to us was participating in an activity that required them to pop balloons, and I guess because of the popping of balloons, they yelled. And let me just say, that was probably one of the most embarrassing moments of my life. I felt like a complete idiot. Like, I felt like I made the wrong choice. Like, I was just thinking to myself, how could you not have known? Like, how do you not know what gunshots, sound like? But I had conversations with my mom and my boyfriend and other people around me, and they were just kind of like, you followed your gut and you did what you felt was right to do in that moment. And for anybody else who's dealing with a situation similar to this, or someone who you're dealing with the kind of the backlash or the after effects of making a certain decision that you felt in your gut was right, please know that you shouldn't feel embarrassed, that you're not dumb, that you're not stupid. But if you truly feel that you made the choice, and a good choice, and you follow your first instincts and your gut and your intuition, never feel like you're wrong about that. Because although it wasn't what I thought it was, if it was that, I would have possibly saved my entire class. And that's something that I definitely think about when I do have those moments where I'm like, that was kind of, I kind of think about it that way. And if anything, I bonded. I bonded with my class. I think that's something that they will never ever forget. I mean, granted, it's very unfortunate circumstances, but I definitely think it's something that they will not ever forget. The last thing I want to talk about is kind of sort of a PSA in a way. During the second semester of my graduate school career, I decided to take a medication. And when I first took it, I thought it was going to be great. Everything was going to be wonderful. And it did not work out that way. From about January to March, which is a really huge chunk of the semester, I really suffered the consequences of taking that medication. I was emotionally off. My schoolwork was off. I didn't go out as much as I used to. I really would sit in my room for a majority of the day unless I had some sort of responsibility. But I would literally sit in my room. I was super duper emotional. I remember times where I would keel over and just be in tears and really upset and just completely off. And I just want to let you guys know that if you are planning to start taking some sort of medication, or if your doctors are prescribing you something, please make sure that you ask questions and that you research it before you put it in your body. These little bitty small pills can feel like nothing when you're swallowing them down, but when they start to take effect in your body, it really does have a huge effect on your brain and how you feel, and the type of things that you do and the type of person that you become. So please make sure that you are researching these things. I mean, literally, once I started to research the medication that I was on, everything made sense. I knew something was wrong, but I kept kind of pushing it down as, oh, Gabby, you're just dramatic, or you're being a hypochondriac. And it wasn't until about March, like I said, from January to March, I was dealing with this. It wasn't until about March that I actually went to see someone. And they basically, explain things to me. This is how you're supposed to take this medication. It does have these types of side effects, but here's how you can cope with them. Make sure that you're having those conversations with your doctors and your healthcare providers, because, like I said, these medications, I mean, you don't know what the heck they're giving you, and you don't know how the heck your body is going to react to it. And you have to know. You have to ask questions. You are literally putting your life and who you are in these medical providers' hands, and you need to know what's going on. And the moment that you feel that something is off, the moment that you feel like this isn't right, go see somebody, get it checked out, and figure it out. And that doesn't just go for medication, that goes for anything. If you feel like something is wrong, if you feel a lump, in your breast, or if you start having some weird issues just with your body in general, please go talk to somebody and get help and ask those questions right away. As far as grad school as a whole, like I said, the first year has been full of growth. It's been so much fun. I've learned a lot. I've met so many cool people. And I'm just really excited to get started with the second year. One, because I'll be finished. That's definitely a feat. And two, just because I'll have the opportunity to take all the things that I learned from the first year and implement them in the second year, and kind of expand on all of the wonderful things that have happened to me as a result of graduate school. So yeah, that's all I have for you guys. I have 1,000,001 stories, but I feel like if I told all those stories, we would be here for an hour, and no one wants to go through that. So that is the end of my grad school review. Those are just some of the big highlights that I wanted to talk about. If you guys have any questions, concerns, if you guys want me to do a story time of some things that I didn't mention from this year, please let me know. I will be happy to do so. But in the meantime, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on the next video for the guide. Bye guys.
Baby, I still feel the same.